we go. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 15th of December. So let's have a look then firstly at the risk events. Before I do that, of course, well, as I do that, I'll talk about the FOMC. There was no surprises there whatsoever yesterday. We saw just pretty much as expected with the 0.5% increase. The marginally hawkish sort of statements in terms of they'll continue increasing as necessary, but it seems like the overall balance looks like it's slowing down as planned, so nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, looking at today then, we've seen the Aussie employment data out, which is looking pretty robust, so there's quite a few more jobs grown there, and the very tight and low unemployment rate sitting there still at 3.4. So this morning 8:30 we've got the Swiss National Bank reporting in terms of their decisions there. 8:30, 9 o'clock then the conference. Not so tradable for me. I don't really trade the Swissy, but there is the expected 0.5% increase. This is just dragging behind what the ECB are doing basically. Moving on then, we've got the Bank of England at 12 o'clock. I didn't see a press conference, so I don't see a press conference here. I'll have a look on my other systems to see if there's a press conference showing. Normally we have a press conference when they make an increase, but we'll see. Euro then, Euro world, the world of the ECB, we'll be looking at their rates at 1.15 with a 1:45 press conference, and in between that, just to keep us excited, there's the core retail sales from the US. So plenty of movers there. The Empire State Manufacturing Index might even, well, it's all out at the same time. You won't be able to decide on what's doing what here, but core retail sales are very important there as well, just showing the spending. But we will have, we've already had the FOMC out before, so it may be less impact. Let's just have a quick look and see if I can see a press conference. No press conference. Bank of England rate. No, there's no discussion of a press conference, so it could be over quite quickly on the Bank of England, and we'll just watch the voting, how it comes out. This is more of a key thing than expectations of rate increases. There's an expected 0.5% increase. Anything less, we'll see the pound being sold. Anything more, we'll see it being bought, quite simply. The voting will be quite key here today, as we sort of come to an end. I don't think we're coming to an end, but as it slows down potentially going forward. We've got the ECB then at 1.15, and 2.15. It's not 2.15 at all. 1.15, 1.45. There you are, press conference. Okay, gone off through all those. Nothing different. Right. Let's get on. Look at the technicals. And starting off the euro dollar daily picture here, we've gone into the monthly R1 here. It seems to be having a bit of a reaction to that, just coming down the time frames here to 4 hourlies, and yep, it's a bit of a correction coming back after yesterday's data coming out there. The FOMC meeting didn't really create a lot of volatility there in real terms. It was quite slow. We're seeing it coming off this morning, and it might be just a bit of pessimism coming through this morning. But we've got so much key news there today. To be trading this is probably not the best of things to do. Right, there's the euro. I'm not going to get into a position today. Is this morning? You'll be lucky. Which way is it going to go? We have no idea. Yeah, we can't plan for it. So the pound, again, reacting to its monthly R1 pivot there at the top there, double topped on the 4 hourly picture here, and selling, and well, it's not too far away from putting a lower high in, so it's already probably done a little bit on the lower time frames, but a clear lower high pivot swing sort of pattern there on the candles. we could be seeing a bit more of a continuation. But again, with there's too much risk for this today. Okay, switch markets, US dollar yen. Lower highs through, of course, on the dailies, so a tight old market there at the moment. Looking at the 4 hourlies, again we've seen the inverted, of course, pound and euro sort of picture here, double bottom in this case. It's again pushing up there, softening it. The US dollar just showing strength at the moment, and just looking, sorry, I'm getting attacked by a dog as I'm doing this update, which isn't helpful. Yeah, so the R1 looks like it's got a good chance, but again, I think with all of these, as I've said, we need to be looking, let the news come out. You could just be trading and it could completely go the opposite way so quickly. Yes, of course it could go your way and you think you're a genius, but realistically we have no idea how these markets are going to move. We can see the bigger trends. I'd rather be in the upside of most of them. The Aussie is the weaker one of the pairings against the dollar. It's the weakest. Generally, it's getting a good surge up yesterday, but selling off pretty strong today. And it's already almost back and breaking its absolute lows here from yesterday's spike there. So certainly looking the softer one again today. No difference there. US dollar, CAD. So we got this sort of, it's just in such a different mode, it seems, to everything else. Again, very, very slow. The US dollar's been strong, so much stronger. We have got lower highs sitting still on the 4 hourlies, of course, and it just pitched the lows there. So we've got a second lower high, so it suggests further downside, further weakening of these markets. But having said that, it's a hell of a mess here. It's ranging pretty sideways, but to me, if anything, this looks like it could be heading up towards its daily R1, putting a pivot swing and at lows there. It looks bullish to me. Okay, I'd love to be trading it, but there's just too much news out to be trading it. Okay, New Zealand dollar. Let's quick look at that today. Spoil you. Similar to the very similar to what we're seeing on the Aussie, although it's had a better ride up and the bigger trend is still there, but we've got lower highs kicking through as we look through the 4 hourlies, and it's been quite an ugly mess yesterday. I expected this, and there was no disappointment in my expectations. Selling off this morning pretty strongly. As I said, very tight there with the Aussie. Right, let's change markets here. Quick look at the gold price of gold at the moment and how that's doing for those gold bugs out there. So gold also selling off strongly this morning. Wow, it's already done a bigger. Today's range is already bigger than yesterday, and it's barely gone yet. But there was no surprises. Consolidation yesterday. FOMC came out, and then we're into normal trading, he says, but either way, lower highs. It's all pointing towards a slightly stronger dollar at this rate. Looking at oil. Now, oil was looking positive yesterday, and once again, let's just get the right one. Once again, it's coming off a little bit now. There's me saying once again it's going up on the upside, but it has been running up pretty strongly. Morning, guys that just joined in. Sorry. Higher lows coming through. The place where it looks softest is down onto this hourly. So we saw the move up yesterday, pushed up at 2 o'clock there. Bit of a spiky old move. This market moves better around in the afternoon because the cash market's then open proper. Lower highs coming in here, just looking a bit on the teetering on the softer side here. For me to buy this later on, I'd have preferred to see it hanging in up here a little bit more above its pivot, and it would not look good for another pushed back towards those highs and maybe even the R1, but just looking a tad on the soft side at the moment. Right, the indices. Let's come back to the indices. So indices, looking at the CSI 300 briefly, and well, ball flaggish sort of territory at the moment. It's just hanging in, not really doing a great deal. Markets are quite unsettled. The sort of listening and waiting to see what was happening with the dollar was going to be one thing, but I think with other central banks reporting, these markets are just holding back a little bit. The Nikkei really down on its close yesterday, but again, still that sort of bull flag sort of look. The Nifty 50. Well, it didn't really continue to today. I was talking yesterday whether it broke and continued. It had broken the flag there, but it's actually sold off this morning. Through the Asian session there, it's still got some to go there, but looking a bit on the downside, as are most of the other markets. Nasdaq, that's not the Nasdaq, it's the S&P futures. Spiky old bar on Tuesday there. Yesterday, really a bit of an inside bar, no real major moves from the news. And then, well, if anything, I'm sort of looking at this and just such a mess on the 4 hourlies. I mean, it's so important, I mean, to look across the time frames to see what something's doing. But if anything, a break of the 39.11 area on here on the feed I'm looking at would be, or these prior lows, because I know a lot of brokers will have different prices around that level. But from the Tuesday the 8th, Thursday the 8th, Thursday the 8th, around those lows, a break of that would be maybe showing further weakness, but it's not a clean chart on the lower time frames here. Ugly as anything. Okay, so if in doubt, don't. Dow Jones, similar-ish case, not quite so soft looking. It had broken the highs previously there on Tuesday, beg your pardon. It's coming off at the moment, just like everything else here. Nasdaq is my favourite short side of things at the moment of the US markets, and setting up. It's not had the nice trend up the other markets had. It's struggled all the way through here, and does look a tad on the softer side. But even said, it's the downside that's catching me at the moment on these markets, the way they're showing. So I remain bearish on them. Looking at the DAX, again we've got this sort of failure. Here it's pushed up, made a new high. I mean, there'll be divergence over the highs here. You don't need to look at charts or signals to show that. It's not clicked on the ultimate. I say ultimate, but the key bearish point would be a break of these lows from Thursday the 8th again. So a break of that for me confirms much more weakness, and the divergence then would be working. It's just come down here again, very messy. And do you know, sitting in this trying to trade it, I think in short term, I think you might get lucky on it, but you're almost going red green, red green, red green. So difficult markets to really work out. Again, still looking at this, it still looks bearish here, but of course it's going to get a bounce. Now I've said that, but personally, I'm hanging out of these markets until we see all the ECB, the Bank of England, and everything else coming out there. But the bigger drift was to the upside here, but as I said, a break of that low, that would be it. Quick look today at the crypto, as I don't do it quite so much these days. Bitcoin did and has had a bit of a shove up here. It's not looking the prettiest at the moment. Again, it's having a reaction to its monthly pivot, looking a bit softer. Litecoin has been outperforming most of the others, but that's just got into an ugly old mess as well. That's a technical term. I was almost going to say the Aussie dollar because it's the AD. USD, but Cardano again looking weak and looking like really it's going to break down even further here. The favourite one there, then the Ethereum, again soft as it's sitting here. It's running into its monthly pivot there. It's run into that, fouled into that level, and looking pretty soft, and would be much more of a short candidate if it breaks the lows here. The correlation between the US dollar, I mean these are dollar backed, etc., is not really shown us too much. I mean they are running a similar way to some of the major currencies at the moment, and as I say, these are looking a bit on the soft side all the way through here. Okay, that's it for me this morning. I wish you a great day's trading. Let's just check there's no questions. No, great. Okay, I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.